हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, आज का जो टॉपिक्स है दैट इज सैटेलाइट्स। तो आई हैव डिस्कस अबाउट द चैप्टर ग्रेविटेशंस. I already discussed Newton's law of gravitations, then gravitational intensity, gravitational potential, gravitational field. So now move to the next part, satellite. So you see this portion also very important for a NEET point of view. So here we discuss about the different types of satellites, the orbital velocity, the time period of satellites, the energy of satellites. Okay, so let me first discuss you what is a satellite. So you know any body that revolves round the earth in some fixed circular orbit is called a satellite. So there are many two types of satellites. One is artificial satellites and is natural satellites. And for earth, moon is the only natural satellites. Now here we mainly discuss about the artificial satellites. Now so you see, let us see how we can launch a satellite in a particular orbit from the earth surface. So suppose this is earth, suppose earth. Now you know the projectile motion. Suppose from a certain height, if we throw an object, suppose from here we project an object, say we project an object from this height with certain velocity. Now what will happen? It will follow a parabolic path and it will hit at certain point on the earth. Now let us increase its velocity. Then what happen? It will trajectory will be like this, and here also it hits the earth surface. Now if we keep on increasing the velocity, we will find that at a certain point it touches the earth surface. It means it will fall on the earth surface due to gravity. Now like that, you just keep on increasing the velocity. You will find that after a certain velocity, what happened? It always try to fall on the earth surface but never find the earth surface. That means it's continue revolving around the earth. So this is the main principle of launching a satellite. That means its velocity should have a certain value depending on the orbit, and that velocity is called what? Orbital velocity. So this is very important, that what amount of velocity required to launch satellite. It should not be more than a certain value. We will discuss about escape velocity later on, and it should not be less than this value, so that it return to the earth surface. So we have to give that orbital velocity to launch satellite in a particular orbit. Okay, so this is about satellite. Now let us discuss about orbital velocity. Orbital velocity. That is V naught. So what is orbital velocity? It is the minimum velocity required to project a satellite or to launch a satellite in a particular orbit. That velocity is called what? Orbital velocity. Now let us find its expression. Say this is earth, this suppose earth, radius is capital R, its mass suppose m. Now we want to launch this satellite in this particular orbit. So here this is the orbit. Suppose this is a satellite is revolving with velocity say v naught. Is revolving say with velocity v naught around the earth. Now since it is revolving around the earth in the circular path, and that whenever a body moves in a circle, it requires a force called what? Centripetal force. So this satellite also required a centripetal force. So you know centripetal force is always acting towards the center. Now from where it gathers centripetal force? It gathers centripetal force from the gravitational force between Earth and this satellite. So this gravitational force between these two convert into what? Centripetal force. So this suppose R is radius of the orbit, and this suppose H. H means what? Height of the orbit. So here, so R is R plus H. It is radius of orbit. H is height of orbit, and capital R is radius of Earth. Capital M, mass of Earth. Suppose for satellite the mass is suppose small m. Now, as I have told you that the gravitational force between the Earth and the satellite converts into what? The required centripetal force. So just you can equate the centripetal force and the gravitational force. Just equate the magnitude. So you know the expression for centripetal force, mv square by r. The expression of gravitational force, you know, g mm by r square. Here r is the radius of the orbit. So here m cancel out and r. So v naught gm by r, or v naught it will root over gm by r. So this is the expression for orbital velocity, root over gm by r. So here g, you know, universal gravitational constant, m the mass of the earth, and r the radius of the orbit. Now we can simplify this formula in terms of radius of earth also in certain conditions. Let us see. Now here you see v naught root over gm by r. So this formula you can write like this also, root over gm by r plus h, because this is radius of orbit. So in terms of radius of earth you can express like that. So here we use one condition, that is if h is very less than r. That is, just if we assume that the satellite is revolving at a very small height from the earth's surface, that is height of the orbit is negligible in compared to the radius of the earth. In that case you can neglect h. Then you can neglect h. This is simply assumption. Always in physics we make some assumption just to make the formula simple, so that we can easily use the formula for numerical point of view or for understanding point of view. That's why this is simply a condition. That is, if h is very less than r, then only you can neglect h. In that case, v naught it will be root over gm by r. So you have to remember the difference between these two. This is a general formula, root over gm by small r. This is the radius of orbit, and this is under certain condition. If h is very less than r, in that case we use root over gm by capital R. That is, r is the radius of the earth. Now here one point you should remember, that is, you see orbital velocity root over gm by r or root over gm by small r, that is depends on what? The radius of the earth, that is radius and the radius of orbit, and the mass of the earth, but not the mass of the satellite. That point you should remember. That is, the orbital velocity is independent of the mass of the satellite. So this point you should remember. It depends only on radius of orbit and the mass of Earth, that is planet, not mass of the satellite. Okay. Now let us modify this formula in terms of acceleration due to gravity and density of Earth. Orbital velocity in terms of acceleration due to gravity. It is in terms of g, small g. Now here you see we have orbital velocity root over gm by r. So here using this condition, suppose h is very well less than r. So here you can replace root over gm by g small g gm by r square. So here in place of gm you can write g r square by r or v naught will be root over gr. So you see this is the relation of orbital velocity in terms of what? Acceleration due to gravity, that is g. Now you can put the value of g 10 meter per second square and radius of the earth 6.4 10 to the power 6 meter. So if you calculate, it comes to be 8 into 10 to the power 3 meter per second or 8 kilometer per second. So this is the approximate value of orbital velocity of satellite. So here we make the assumption. So this is orbital velocity of a satellite which is revolving very close to the Earth's surface. That is nearly 8 kilometer per second. So you can remember this value also. But here the condition you are considering, it is for a satellite which is revolving very close to the Earth's surface. That is 8 kilometer per second. So this relation also you have to remember. That is in terms of small g, that is acceleration due to gravity, orbital velocity equal to what? Root over gr. Here r is radius of the earth. So this is a relation of orbital velocity in terms of what? Acceleration due to gravity. Now let us derive this relation in terms of density of earth. So every relation is very important. Depending on the question you have to choose the right formula. So in terms of density of earth. Density of earth. So here also we are using, we have root over gm by r. We are using the same relation if h is very less than r. So now we want to derive relation in terms of density of earth. So we convert mass. Earth we are assuming a spherical body, so mass you can write volume into density. Volume for a sphere 4 by 3 pi r cube, and rho is the density of earth. So it will be root over 4 by 3 pi g rho r square, or it will be 2r root over pi g rho by 3. So this is the relation of orbital velocity. Okay, so here rho is what? Density of earth. Density of earth. So this is the relation of orbital velocity in terms of density. So you see we have already we got three relations of orbital velocity. One is root over gm by r, one is root over gr, one is 2r root over pi g rho by 3. One is in terms of density, one is in terms of acceleration due to gravity, one is in terms of what? Mass. Now depending on the question, you have to choose the correct formula. Okay, so this is all about orbital velocity as far as formulas are concerned. Now let us discuss about time period of satellite. Time period. So you know time period means what? The time taken by the satellite to complete one orbit, to complete one revolution around the Earth. That is called what? Time period. So simply you can find out time period is what? That is the distance, that means circumference of the orbit divided by its orbital speed. So time period is given by circumference of the orbit, that is 2 pi r, divided by orbital speed, that is v naught. Now here you put the value of orbital speed in root over gm by r. You make square both sides, so it will be 4 pi square r square by gm by r, or t square it will be 4 pi square r cube by gm, or t will be 2 pi root over r cube by gm. So this is the main formula. We will still modify this formula later on. So 2 pi root over r cube by gm. So this is the time period of satellite. So here also you see time period depends on what? Radius of the orbit, mass of the Earth. So here also you can say that the time period does not depend on mass of satellite. This point you should remember. Time period does not depend on mass of satellite. Okay, so this is the main formula, t equal 2 pi root over r cube by gm. Now let us modify this formula. So t is equal to 2 pi root over r cube by gm. So here it will be 2 pi root over r cube, you can put r plus h here, whole cube by gm. So here also we use the same condition, that is if h is very way less than r, then h can be neglected. In that case it will be 2 pi root over r cube by gm. So this is a formula under certain condition. What is the condition here? H is very way less than r. So it will be root over r cube by gm. So this is in terms of radius of orbit, the general formula, and this is the case when it is given that it is revolving, the satellite is revolving very close to the Earth's surface, or h is very way less than r. In that case only you can use this formula, 2 pi root over r cube by gm. Okay, now let us find the relation between time period and acceleration due to gravity. That is time period of satellite in terms of acceleration due to gravity. Okay, so we have t is equal to 2 pi root over r cube by gm. I have already given you. So here this formula also under a condition, that is h is very less than r. That is the satellite is revolving very close to the Earth's surface. Now you replace gm by g r square, because we know g equal to what? Gm by r square. So it will be 2 pi root over r by g. So this is the relation of time period of satellite in terms of what? Acceleration due to gravity. Okay, now we can put the values in a pi 3.14, r, it is the radius of earth, 6.4 10 to the power 6, and g you can take 10. So it will be 6.28 800 seconds. And if you convert into minute, it will be 628 into 8 divided by 60 minute, and it comes to be approximately 84 minutes. So you can remember that the time period of satellite which revolves very close to the earth's surface, because here we are considering h is very less than r, is nearly 84 minutes. So this value also you can remember, and this is a relation of time period of satellite in terms of what? Acceleration due to gravity. This is a relation. Okay, now again we can find out time period of satellite in terms of what? Density of earth. Okay, let us find out time period of satellite in terms of density of earth. Density of earth. Again we are using the same formula, that is T is equal to 2 pi root over r cube by gm. So here we are using the same condition when h is very less than r. Now in order to introduce density, what do? You can replace mass into volume and density. So volume, earth is a spherical body, 4 by 3 pi r cube into density. So it will be 2 pi root over it will be 3 by 4 pi 0. Now 2 pi, if you take it under the square root, it will be 4 pi square by 4 pi 0. So T will be root over 3 pi by 0. So this is a relation of time period of satellite in terms of our density of earth. Here rho is the density. Rho is the density of earth. Okay, so this is a relation. Time period of satellite root over 3 pi by 0. So G is the universal gravitational constant, and rho is the density. So this is the relation in terms of density of earth. So this is all about the relations of time period of satellite. Okay, now let us discuss about the energy of satellites. So satellites energy means what? It is the kinetic energy and the potential energy. So energy of satellites. Energy of satellites. The first, let us find out kinetic energy. Since satellite is revolving around the earth in fixed circular path with speed, that is the orbital speed v0. So kinetic energy is simply, that is half m v0 square, that is the orbital speed. So just put the value of v0 here. I have already given you root over gm by r whole square. So it will be half m gm by r, or it will be g mm by 2r. So this is the relation of our kinetic energy. This you have to remember. Then you find potential energy. Potential energy. Okay, I have already given you the formula for potential energy in the second part of gravitations. You can directly use that formula. So what is that? Minus G mm by R. So this is the formula of potential energy. I have already given you in the last class. That is so minus G mm by R. This is the formula for potential energy and the formula for kinetic energy. So you can find the total energy. Total energy. The total energy means what? Sum of kinetic and potential. So kinetic is what? G mm by 2R. Potential is minus G mm by R. So you add, it comes to be minus G mm by 2R. So we have the formulas for kinetic energy, potential energy and the total energy of the satellite. That is for kinetic energy G mm by 2R, for potential minus G mm by R and for total minus G mm by 2R. So you can remember these formulas and also we can derive some points, very important points from this formula. Okay, so first point you see, we have the expression for kinetic energy. What I have given you, G mm by 2R. For potential energy minus G mm by R. And for total energy minus G mm by 2R. Now if you see the relation, you see kinetic energy G mm by 2R, total energy minus G mm by 2R. So simply you can write kinetic energy is equal to what? Minus of total. Similarly, you see potential energy, you see minus G mm by R, total minus G mm by 2R. So you can write potential energy is equal to what? Twice of total. So these two are the very important formula. In questions you will find that suppose total energy is given and you are asked to find what is the kinetic energy and potential energy. So if we remember this relation, you can easily find out what is kinetic energy, simply minus of total, and what is potential energy, simply twice of total. So you can remember these two. Okay, secondly, here you see this negative sign. You see total energy is negative. What is the significance of this negative sign? It signifies that the satellite and Earth is a bound system, stable system. That means it is the energy due to attractive force. So whenever there is an attractive force, they make a bound system or stable system, that you can say. And now let us draw a graph between energy of satellite with distance r. This graph also very important. So you see the kinetic energy, this is the formula of kinetic energy. So kinetic proportional to what? 1 by r. So what will be the nature of this graph? It is simply curve. So here kinetic energy is proportional to what? 1 by r. So this is for kinetic energy. For potential energy, you see it is proportional to what? Minus, this is negative 1 by r, this is also minus 1 by r. So here, but potential energy is what? Twice of total. So shape will be same, but the magnitude are different. So since potential energy is twice the total, so this is the graph of potential energy and this is for total energy. And they are in negative axis because in the formula you see potential energy is also negative, total is also negative. That's why I have drawn in the negative axis. So this is the graph for kinetic energy, this is for total energy and this is for potential energy. So this graph also very important. So this is all about the energy of satellite. Okay. Geostationary satellite. Now you know what is geostationary. Geo means earth and stationary means what? Raised. So geostationary means what? The satellites which appears to be raised with respect to what? Earth. They are called what? Geostationary. So in fact you see the satellites are revolving around the in first circular orbit, so it cannot be stationary. So here what makes it stationary? There is a relative speed between them is zero, the earth and the satellite. So certainly they should fulfill some conditions. So first condition is that they should revolve in the equatorial plane of earth. Equatorial plane of earth means what? Suppose you see this earth is rotating like this way, and satellite also revolving what? Around the earth in the same equatorial plane, the same direction, that is from west to east. So then only what you see, this is a satellite, if they revolve the same speed, the same direction, then every time they remain at the same position, means the relative speed between them is zero. In that case, it appears to be what? Stationary. So first condition is what? They should revolve in the equatorial plane of earth, or in a plane parallel to the equatorial plane of earth, like this way, they revolve like this way. Secondly, the time period of satellite should be same with the time period of rotation of the earth, because you see the earth takes 24 hours to complete its rotation around its own axis. So satellite also revolve around the earth in 24 hours. To complete, it should take 24 hours. That is, the time period of satellite should be 24 hours, which is equal to what? Time period of earth around its own axis. And thirdly, they should be projected at a fixed height. Why they should be projected at a fixed height? Because here you see time period is fixed. And what is the formula for time period of satellite? I have given you 2 pi root over r cube by gm. That means 2 pi root over r plus h whole cube by gm. Now here you can put the values of time period. It is fixed, 24 hours. You can put the value of t here. 2 pi constant, g you know the value. Mass of earth, I have already given you the value. R radius of earth is also fixed. So from here you can calculate h. And if you calculate h, it comes to be around 36,000 kilometer. So the third condition of geostationary satellite is it should be at a fixed height from the earth's surface, that is around 36,000 kilometer. Then, as I already told you, that the sense of rotation of the satellite should be same with the sense of rotation of earth, that is from west to east. Okay, so these are some of the condition should be fulfilled by a geostationary satellite. First of all, it should revolve in the equatorial plane of earth, or in a plane parallel to equatorial plane of earth. Time period should be fixed, 24 hours, and it should be at fixed height around 36,000 km from earth's surface, and sense of rotation should be same, that is from west to east. Now what is the purpose of geostationary satellite? Why we are using? The main use is what? Communication satellite. They are also called communication satellite. For communication purpose, we are using what? Geostationary. So any kind of communications, we can use the geostationary satellites. The main use is what? They are also called communication. In fact, they are used for communication satellite. Communication satellite. Okay, so this is all about geostationary. Another satellite we have, that is called polar satellite. We have a polar satellite. So polar satellite means what? They are revolving around the Earth in polar orbit. In polar orbit, not in the equatorial plane. Geostationary in the equatorial plane, but they are in polar orbit. This is the main difference. And what are the uses of these satellites? They are also called what? Remote sensing. Like geostationary are called communication satellite. They are called what? Remote sensing satellite. Remote sensing means what? They are used to take photograph of a certain place or area without touching. Say for weather forecasting, we use this one to find the area of a certain, say flood affected area or area of a dense forest. We can use what? Polar satellites. So these are some of the points about what? Satellites. Okay, now we can make a list of the formulas of today's discussion. Formula list. So I have discussed about orbital velocity of satellite. The formula is the general formula root over gm by r. Then another v naught root over gm by capital R. This is in terms of radius of Earth. So this you can use only when h is variable less than r. Otherwise, this is the general formula. This is the radius of orbit. And this is radius of Earth. Then I have given you the orbital velocity in terms of acceleration due to gravity, that is root over gr. And in terms of density also I have given you, that is 2r root over pi g rho by 3. Now here you have to see, you see in this formula, this b naught proportional to root over r. Here b naught proportional to r directly, and here you see b naught proportional to 1 by under root r. So you have to see the condition carefully. So this formula you can use only if density term is given. This you can use only if acceleration due to gravity is given. Otherwise, these are the general formulas. If no condition is given, you can use this one, that is b proportional to under root 1 by r. Here proportional to r, here proportional to root over r. So these are certain conditions you have to follow. Then I have given you the formula for time period. General formula is what? 2 pi root over r cube by gm. So from here you can modify it. You see t square proportional to r cube. So this is the important formula. It is square of time period is directly proportional to cube of radius. So whenever questions asked time period of satellite and the radius of orbit, always use this relation, square of time period proportional to cube of radius. Then I have given you the formula of time period in terms of g. This is 2 pi root over r by g. Then I have given you the formula of time period in terms of density of Earth, that is t will be root over 3 pi by g rho. Then I have discussed about energy of satellite, the formula of kinetic energy, that is g mm by 2r for potential energy minus g mm by r, and for total energy minus g mm by 2r. And then I have given you a short relation among them, that is kinetic energy of minus of total, then potential energy is what? Twice of total. So they are the main formulas of today's discussions. Okay, now let us solve some questions connecting these formulas. So let me take one question. A geostationary satellite is orbiting the Earth at a height of 5r above the surface of the Earth, r being the radius of the Earth. The time period of another satellite in hours at a height 2r from the surface. So height from the surface are given is. So geostationary satellite is at a height of what? 5r from the surface. You have to find the time period of another satellite which is at 2r from the surface. So this question came in 2012 NEET. First of all, you say first one is geostationary. I have already explained that the time period of geostationary satellite is what? 24 hours. So what is given here? So we know that time period of geostationary is what? 24 hours. And its height, the radius of orbit will be what? R equal to r plus h. It is at a height of what? 5r. So it is 5r plus r. So r plus 5r, that is 6r. For the second t2 you have to find out time period and its radius. It is what? 2r from the surface. So r plus h. So r plus 2r, that is 3r. Now as I have told you, whenever the questions asked in terms of time period of and radius, always use what? That square of time period proportional to cube of radius. Always use this relation. So from here you can write t1 square by t2 square r1 cube by r2 cube. So from here t1 is 24, t2 you have to find out, r1 is 6r, r2 is what? 3r whole cube, or is 24 by t2 whole square, it will be 2 cube 8. So 24 by t2, it is root over 8, or t2 is 24 by root over 8. That means 24 by 2 root 2, or 6 by, so it is 12 by root 2, or if you multiply root 2 root 2, it is 6 root 2. So it is option C. Okay, so direct formula we are using this square of time period proportional to what? Cube of radius. Okay, move to next question. The radii of circular orbit of two satellites A and B of the Earth are 4r and r. So directly radius are given. Radius of orbit. If speed of satellite A is 3v, the speed of satellite B will be. So here we are using the general formula of orbital speed, root over gm by r. So it's proportional to 1 by root over r. So you can use, so VA by VB is inversely root over RB by RA. So the speed of A is given 3v, the speed of B you have to find out, radius of B is given, radius of A and B, for A it is 4r, for B it is r. So it is r by 4r. So it is 1 by 2. So VB will be what? 6v. So this is very simple question. It came in 2010. The only the thing is that you have to remember the formula and correctly you have to use it. Move to the next question. What is the minimum energy required to launch a satellite of mass m from the surface of a planet of mass capital M and radius r in a circular orbit at an altitude of 2r? So you have to launch a satellite from the surface of a planet, from the surface of a planet, from here, from the surface of a planet to at an altitude of what? At an altitude 2r of mass and radius r in a circular orbit at an altitude of 2. Altitude means what? Height from the surface. So from the center to the, so you have to launch a satellite from the surface to this altitude. So we know that in order to launch the satellite from here to here, we will do some work, and that work done is nothing but change of energy. So you have to find the total energy when it is on the surface and the total energy when it is at this point at an altitude of 2r. So now, what is the initial total energy? Here, initial total energy. Initially it is on the surface, so it's kinetic energy plus potential energy. So kinetic is 0 because it's on the surface. Potential minus, I have given you the formula gmm by r. So initial energy is what? Minus gmm by r. And when it is orbiting around the earth at altitude of 2r, what will be total final energy? Total final energy, I have given you the formula of total energy of a satellite, that is minus gmm by 2r. Here r means what? R is the radius of orbit. So here it will be minus gmm by 2r. R means what? It is 3r, because distance always measure from the center, radius of orbit of center, so it is 3r. So minus gmm by 6r. So we got the initial total energy, final total energy, and the difference is what? The energy required. So therefore the energy required, it is nothing but final energy minus initial energy. So it is minus gmm by 6r minus plus initial is what? Gmm by r. So it is simply 5 gmm by 6r. So it is 5 gmm by 6r. So option 1. So it is a very simple question. You have to find the energy required. So we have the initial energy at this point, final energy at this point, then you take the difference, that is the energy required. Okay, now move to the next question. The mean radius of the earth is r. Its angular speed about its own axis is omega, is angular speed, and acceleration due to gravity at the earth's surface is g. The cube of radius of the geostationary satellite. You have to find the cube of radius of the satellite, geostationary. Cube of radius. So first you have to find out the cube of radius. So you see what are given, and given the radius, angular speed, and you have to find the cube of radius in terms of what? You see the options in terms of g. So what we use, this angular speed omega. So we have the formula for what? The orbital speed. So the you use the formula for orbital speed, that root over, I have given you gm by r. So now you have to modify this formula in order to bring g and omega. So what we do, first of all, is you know that the relation between angular speed and linear speed, that is v equal to what? R omega. This is the relation. So v naught you can write r omega, and here in order to introduce g, use the formula of g. G is what? Gm by r square. In place of gm you can write gr square. Okay, now square both sides. So r square omega square, that will be gr square by r. So r cube, it will be gr square by omega square. You have to find out the cube of radius. So it will be gr square by omega. So g r square by omega is option 1. So first you have to read the question carefully, and you have to find, you have to see what are the conditions given and what you have to find out. Sometimes you have to see option also. Next question. Two satellites of masses m and 9m, masses are given, are orbiting a planet in circular orbit of radius r. Their frequency of revolution will be in the ratio. You have to find the ratio of their frequency of revolution. So frequency is what? Frequency is reciprocal of time period. And I have given you that time period, it is 2 pi root over r cube by gm. So here you see this is the mass of earth, mass of planet, not mass of satellite.
That means time period is independent of what? Mass of the satellite. So frequency also independent of mass of satellite. So it is 1:1. Though their masses are different, but frequency does not depend on their masses. It depends on mass of planet, that is Earth. So it is 1:1. Next question. In a satellite, if the time of revolution is t, then kinetic energy is proportional to. So you have to establish a relation between kinetic energy and time period. So what we do, you see, t is what? 2 pi root over r cube by gm. From here you can write t square proportional to r cube. Already I have given you. So t square, say a constant k r cube. So this is t square. From here you can find out the value of r. So r cube is equal to t square by k, or r is equal to t square by k to the power 1 by 3. So this is r.
Now you have to find out kinetic energy.
So you know the formula of kinetic energy, that is G mm by r. So here you put the value of r, that is G mm by t square by k to the power 1 by 3. This you can write G mm, it is t to the power 2 by 3, k to the power 1 by 3. Or you can write kinetic, this kinetic energy, okay, don't confuse. So kinetic energy proportional to 1 by t to the power 2 by 3, or t to the power minus 2 by 3. It is option, this option.
Okay, so next question.
The kinetic energy of a satellite is 2 megajoule. What is the total energy of the satellite? So here you see it's a direct relation. Kinetic energy is given what? 2 megajoule. You have to find total energy. So I have given given the relation already, that kinetic energy is equal to what? Minus of total. So total will be minus of kinetic. So minus 2 megajoule. It is minus 2 megajoule. Option 1.
Okay, so these are some of the questions you can see. तो ये जो पार्ट है ऑर्बिटल स्पीड, टाइम पीरियड एंड एनर्जी, तो इस पार्ट से एग्जाम में डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चंस मिलेगा जो फॉर्मूला बेस्ड होगा. कोई भी क्रिटिकल क्वेश्चन ऐसे पूछा नहीं जाता है. तो आपको क्या करना है, फॉर्मूला को देखो और कुछ क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करो, सो दैट यू कैन यूज द फॉर्मूला प्रॉपरली. ओके.